All right, so today I am working with dill that I just cut fresh from the garden. Here is some of it. And then I have 3 bundles that are hanging to dry in our kitchen. So you do want to keep them in like a dark spot that doesn't get a ton of moisture. We're a little limited in this house, and that's the best spot. It doesn't have any kind of like air conditioning vents anywhere near that space. And I can keep the blinds closed, and it's dark enough and it has a stale enough air to where it should dry out nicely for me. When you're cutting dill, so not all dill is created equal. You can actually, this black shirt is perfect for this. You can kind of see how the like dill, we'll call them fronds, are really wide and almost like fingerlings on this dill. So this whole bunch that I have over here that I've been trimming in a bowl, all of it has wider, almost like leggy, sprawling dill fronds. If you smell this dill, it's not as fragrant as the other dill. So this I am cutting up and putting in a bowl. I have a fresh pound of butter that I got from a little Amish home down the road that I love to buy all my dairy from. They're amazing. So I'm going to be making this dill into a dill butter. And I'll keep that in the freezer and use a pat of it on fresh fish. It's delicious with salmon and cod and flounder. It can even be really good to toss your lobster or scallops in as well. And I like to keep that in the freezer because in the wintertime, when you don't have delicious fresh dill, it gives that little poppy taste of summer to your dishes. And then, okay, so let me get a piece of not too frondy dill here. So again, I showed you these are really leggy. I don't know what I did to this one. This guy is perfect. Leggy addition of dill. And then you can sort of see his brother here and see the difference in the fronds. So these are all spread apart and leggy, and this is a little more fluffy, soft, light, compact. It's not such like wide fingers of dill. It's almost like hair, and it smells so much more fragrant than this one. This is just a piece of stem from the like original plant that was the first growers, whereas these, you can even see the new growth coming out right here. As the dill plant matures, it sends out these shoots, and you can see how this one came from this original shoot of softer, more compact, much more fragrant dill. So this bunch I'm actually going to be adding to a mayo, only because I cut these and the stems are just not quite long enough for me to hang it to dry. Which you also want to be careful of is making sure that you have a lot to hang to dry. But even just holding these two together, you can see which one is going to be more fragrant. Is this bushier, softer dill that I'll be putting into a mayo, another delicious thing to add to sandwiches. A little fresh dill with some salt and pepper make the yummiest mayo ever. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of lemon juice to that too. And this dill, while it smells really good and earthy, it only has a hint of that dill flavor. So that's our fun lesson on dill today. And if you haven't tried growing dill in your garden, I highly recommend it. It's super easy to grow. I do suggest that you plant more than you think you'll need. This is the first year I've been able to harvest this much dill ever, because the swallowtail butterflies love laying their eggs in your dill and your parsley. So I strongly recommend, if you try out dill, to plant extra so that your swallowtails don't eat all of your dill before you get a chance to cut it. But it's delicious and fun and freezable, and if you hang it to dry, you will never have to buy it in the store again. I mean, I think I have enough there to fill like an entire, maybe 2 spice jars, like large spice jars, once that all dries up, and I'll be good to go. So the rest of my dill will be going into butters, and when my cucumbers start coming in, I'll be using and drying some of that to add to my dill pickles for the season as well.